Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 642 of the show. What's going on, everybody? It is 10:18 p.m., June the 14th, 2023. It's the end. It's the final video for today. As you know, I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened just recently. AEW Dynamite tonight. I just finished watching it about 15 minutes ago. And a lot of crazy stuff went down. You're going to talk about on the road to Forbidden Door. This is going to get nuts, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's good. It'll be totally insane. In fact, a week from this Sunday is the Forbidden Door. And until 2 days afterwards, it would be, a couple of days afterwards, it would be AEW Fight Forever coming out on all systems everywhere. Check it out if you can. However, here's how it all started with the World Title Eliminator matchup. Guys, this matchup was insane. And it was from start to finish. But unfortunately, because now here's the situation, World Title Eliminator matches go like this. So it's like a number one contenders type matchup. But if you defeat the champion, you get yourself a title shot. And it's a non-title match, but if you defeat the champion, you get yourself a title shot. Unfortunately, MJF tried to do whatever it took to even avoid a match with Adam Cole. But you know what? His ingenious plays off in the end, because the match ended up in a time limit draw. The match went the full 30 minutes. This was a fight, to say the least. It was a heck of a matchup. I would not be surprised if this is not over by a long shot. I can guarantee that. They had a CM promo to return to not only AEW at Collision as he teams up with FTR against Samoa Joe and Bullet Club Gold in a trios matchup. And Renee Paquette interviews Sammy Guevara. Now, he hadn't not seen him since Double or Nothing. Comes out and finds out he's a dad. Darby Allin, though, came out to interrupt him. Said, "Hey, listen, maybe considering your staying with Jericho Appreciation Society. You see, I see Sting, me and Sting are like equals. It's not the Sting Appreciation Society." And so, Sammy Guevara says that he was about to make a decision, make some few changes, and so just as Darby Allin mentioned Jericho Appreciation Society, Jericho comes out, interrupts Darby Allin, and then Jericho tells Darby Allin to shut up. And he gets into Sammy Guevara's face because you haven't called me, If you would have called me and had me help you out, you would have been world champ right now. And he said, "That's funny, but you never called me either." So there's a little bit of tension between the two of them. And he says, we should team up to find out who really is the leader of this whole thing. And Sammy Guevara is considering changing his attitude, changing his ways. He's going to be a dad. So Jericho's got to be thinking about what the heck is he doing, you know what I mean? So you got that. I'm not gonna watch the rest of the game. I don't feel like they're gonna lose. But if they end up winning, I'll change clothes. Yeah, I'm wearing my shorts. All right. So, anyways, so Sting comes out, Jericho points his bat at him, and so it's like a battle of two Batmen. So there's that. So that's the situation, and it's the first time that Sting and Jericho in the middle of the same ring, and Jericho kind of walked away and tells Sammy, "Let's go." So, will there be a tag team match between Darby Allin and Sting versus Jericho and Sammy Guevara? We'll find out down the road. IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Sonata issued an open challenge to anybody from the AEW roster at Forbidden Door. So, a little bit more in that situation. Meanwhile, the 8-man tag matchup, Orange Cassidy, the International Champion, Darby Allin, Keith Lee, and Sting took on the Mogul Embassy. That is Swerve Strickland, and the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions Brian Cage, Tony Leona, and Moses Khan, Bishop Khan, But the two of them, Bishop Khan and Tola Leona, are known as the Gates of Agony. So this was a heck of an insane matchup. Daniel Garcia was watching backstage, watching the matchup. I think is eyeing Orange Cassidy's International Championship. But in the end, the victory goes to Sting, Keith Lee, Darby Allin, and Orange Cassidy. More on the Orange Cassidy situation. Meanwhile, Renee Paquette interviewed the Guns, and she asked him, what was your relationship with Bullet Club Gold? And they said, well, we're gentlemen, we don't talk about anybody, we talk about ourselves, best brother team ever. But they decided to call out the Hardys and say, and then not the Too Extreme, they're done, they're all that. So, the Guns and the Hardys, interesting situation, to say the least. Well, the Hardys did deal with their father before, during the Attitude Era in the WWE, but we shall see what happens in that situation. Meanwhile, Wardlow was getting set to defend his TNT title against Jake Hager. Jake Hager attacked him from behind before the matchup began, and then when the bell rang, these two went at it. During the matchup, 2.0 tried to get involved during the matchup, but then Brock Anderson came down to help his father even the score against 2.0, and they fought in the back. And then Wardlow ended up being the victor, but then Christian Cage and Luchasaurus interrupted him via screen, and they had attacked Arn Anderson, bloodied him up. Wardlow was upset. He went to go after them. So it looks like, but also Wardlow accepted Wardlow challenged Luchasaurus to a matchup for the TNT title. Luchasaurus did accept, so that's going to be a heck of a matchup for sure. So Hiroshi Tanahashi decided to challenge MJF for the AEW title at the Forbidden Door. Renee Paquette, told MJF, well, it's official, you defending the title, told MJF, and MJF said, no. MJF, you're nothing but a Beavis-looking, butt-headed weenie. What is wrong with you, boy? You decide, this is a special relationship with AEW and New Japan, and all of a sudden, you're the AEW's top champion in the company, and you turn down a match against the Ace, a legendary wrestler from New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi? Are you out of your mind, Freeman? I mean, MJF, if you're watching this video, you probably don't want to listen to a loser like me, but let me tell you something. I've been called worse, dude. Trust me on this one. All right, you're a lot younger than me, pal. And you know what? You haven't lived half the life I lived, pal. Just because you're rich and you're better than me, please. You wouldn't accept a matchup against the Ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi? Really? You Beavis-looking butthead weenie? What is wrong with you, dude? I say, be a man. Stop being a weenie. Grow a set and face Tanahashi like a man. Take it like a man. Take your beatings like a man. I'll tell you one thing. And if you tell me to do something else, I'd rather step in the ring against Gunta with a sunburnt chest and get chopped by him than do whatever you want me to do, Freeman. So Maxwell Jacob Freeman, accept the challenge. Fight Hiroshi Tanahashi, you big Beavis-looking butt-headed weenie. And guess what? Yeah, I was hoping to get some wax to clean out of your ears. Cheapest. I just, MJF, you are nothing but a freaking Beavis-looking butt-headed weenie. That's what you are. You're a Beavis-looking butthead, and you're a weenie, MJF. Not man enough to face Tanahashi. Face him. Face him like a man. Fight him like a man, you weenie. You are a weenie. MJF is a weenie. An L7 weenie. MJF, you're a loser. Loser. MJF's a loser. You Beavis-looking butthead and weenie. That's Beavis-looking butthead. Hashtag that, kids. Meanwhile, Renee Paquette then comes back to commercial break to interview Orange Cassidy. And then Orange Cassidy, they were talking about Forbidden Doors. Zack Sabre Jr. interrupts him, saying, I want to be a double champion. I'll challenge him. And then Daniel Garcia says, nah, step back, Sabre Jr. I want Cassidy. And Orange Cassidy mentioned a tag team matchup between those two, Sabre and against Katsuyori Shibata, because I think Daniel Garcia wants a shot at the Ring of Honor Pure title. How about this? Me and Shibata against you two next week. And I'm like, whoa, that's huge. So that's another matchup to be made. The AEW Women's World Title on the line. The lovely, the gorgeous, and curvaceous and voluptuous Toni Storm defends her title against Sky Blue. It seems like a lot of people are commenting on Sky Blue's posterior, but it's like I think one person tweeted it to be a cake match because both Toni Storm and Sky Blue have nice posteriors, if you know what I mean. But however, during the matchup though, Sky Blue's mama was sitting at ringside, and Toni Storm hit her with a spray, and then that ticked off Sky Blue, and she came close in defeating Toni Storm for the title, but it hadn't not been for Ruby Soho, it would not be for Ruby Soho, Sky Blue would have won. So, but Toni Storm did retain the title, by the way, and they decided to attack Sky Blue after the matchup until William Nightingale chased them off. So there's that. And Renee Paquette interviewed Jungle Hook, and he says the summer of Jungle Hook's in full swing. And then, even though, and then he goes, I feel naked without a championship. And I'm starting to think, and I'm figuring, I'm starting to think he may go heel and fight Hook, but instead he says, I'm going to answer the open challenge of Sonata. So it'll be Sonata versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry for the IWGP Championship. And so he asks Hook to be in his corner. Hook says, you got it, so to speak, and with a fist bump. So there you go. And then Bullet Club Gold and FTR cut a promo for this coming Saturday's series premiere of Collision. And Bryan Danielson joined on commentary for the main event match, the trios match between the Elite, the Young Bucks and Hangman Adam Page, versus the Blackpool Combat Club, Ring of Honor World Champ Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Jon Moxley. And after all the craziness in that matchup, the Elite finally won the matchup. And as Blackpool Combat Club attacks the Elite after the matchup, Eddie Kingston made his return and went after Claudio Castagnoli. So he wants to become Ring of Honor World Champion. So there's that. Meanwhile, Jon Moxley, who's one of Kingston's best friends, gets in his face. And in fact, gets one of the Young Bucks after Young Bucks trying to hold him back and push him. It's like pushing and shoving going on. Jon Moxley gets into trying to discuss something with Eddie Kingston. One of the Young Bucks pushed Moxley, and then both Moxley and Eddie Kingston were exchanging some words. And then, as Eddie Kingston about to clear house, Konosuke Takeshita attacks Kingston from behind. And then Kenny Omega fights off Takeshita. It was a crazy, crazy deal, man. It's crazy. And then, do you think the ending of this match, of this show, got even wilder? It did. Will Ospreay came out of nowhere, super kicking him, attacking Kenny Omega, standing tall in the middle of the ring. Well, the IWGP heavyweight, United States heavyweight title will be on the line as Kenny Omega defends that title against Will Ospreay. This is going to be a crazy, crazy situation, dude. I'll tell you what. You got Zack Sabre Jr., Will Ospreay. Everybody's coming at everybody. You got Hiroshi Tanahashi challenging MJF. MJF being a weenie that he is. I don't want to. Shut up, MJF. You're still a weenie. Maxwell Jacob Freeman is a weenie. A Beavis-looking, butt-headed weenie. That's what MJF is. A Beavis-looking, butt-head weenie. Hashtag it. All right. So that's all the time we have on this show. Episode 642 of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977. Tomorrow will be Press Your Luck. Big Bucks, no whammies tomorrow night. Rant and rave. So, I will see you then. Until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.